Your grandfather Chevy never let him down. That bow tie badge meant something. American steel, family tradition, unbreakable trust. But that GM is dead. 721,000 trucks recalled for engines that seize without warning at highway speeds. Families trapped on interstates with semis closing in fast. GM knew these engines were defective and sold them anyway. If you're driving one of these newer GM trucks, you're sitting in a time bomb that could leave you stranded anywhere, anytime. They destroyed the brand your family trusted for generations, turning loyal customers into victims of corporate greed.
The first truck on our death list is the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 from 2021 to 2024. This isn't just any recall. We're talking about 361,936 vehicles worldwide that could kill you without warning. The 6.2-liter V8 L87 engine in these trucks has manufacturing defects in the connecting rod and crankshaft components that lead to complete engine seizure during normal operation. Picture yourself cruising down the interstate at 70 miles per hour with your family when your engine suddenly locks solid. No warning lights, no gradual loss of power, just instant catastrophic failure while surrounded by 18-wheelers traveling at highway speeds. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration received 39 formal complaints before launching their investigation, but that number represents just the tip of a massive iceberg. GM has identified 12 potentially related crashes and 12 injuries in the United States alone, and these numbers continue climbing as more owners come forward with their horror stories. These engines were manufactured with microscopic surface imperfections at assembly sites in Tonawanda, New York, Spring Hill, Tennessee, and St. Catharines, Ontario, between 2021 and 2024. The defects systematically destroy the oil film that protects engine bearings, causing metal to grind against metal until friction generates enough heat to weld bearings directly to crankshafts. Independent mechanics who have performed teardowns on these failed engines describe finding scored crankshaft journals, welded connecting rods, and oil pans glittering with metallic debris that circulates through the entire lubrication system like liquid sandpaper. These weren't high-mileage trucks that had been abused, neglected, or modified. Some experienced complete catastrophic failure with fewer than 30,000 miles on their odometers. The failures aren't random mechanical bad luck. They're systematically baked into the production process itself, meaning every single truck rolling off those assembly lines was a potential time bomb. The second truck destroying families financially and emotionally is the GMC Sierra 1500 from the same cursed model years. This truck shares the identical deadly engine defects as its Chevrolet Silverado twin, affecting another massive portion of the 721,000 vehicle recall. The Sierra was specifically marketed as the premium version of GM's half-ton truck lineup, commanding thousands of dollars in higher prices while containing the exact same fatal manufacturing flaws hidden beneath its distinctive grille and badging. Loyal GMC customers paid premium prices for the Sierra badge, expecting superior quality, refined engineering, and uncompromising reliability that justified the higher cost. Instead, they discovered they had purchased the same defective engine wrapped in different sheet metal and marketed with false promises of premium dependability. The symptoms are identical to the Silverado: unusual knocking and banging sounds emanating from the engine bay, illuminated check engine lights that dealers dismiss as minor issues, and sudden catastrophic seizure that happens without any meaningful warning to the driver or passengers. What makes this betrayal even more unconscionable is that GMC specifically marketed these Sierra trucks to professionals, contractors, and commercial users who depend on absolute reliability for their livelihoods and their family's financial security. Construction contractors chose Sierra trucks believing they were making a smart investment in superior dependability for hauling tools and materials to job sites. Landscaping companies purchased fleets of these trucks, expecting years of trouble-free service for their daily operations. Small business owners stretched their budgets to buy GMC instead of cheaper alternatives because they trusted the brand brand's promise of professional-grade reliability. Hit that subscribe button right now and drop a comment below if you've been a victim of these defective trucks. Your story could save another family from becoming GM's next casualties in their profit over safety game.
The third truck on our death list represents perhaps the most egregious betrayal of all: the Chevrolet Silverado HD 2500 from 2021 to 2024. These heavy-duty trucks represent the absolute pinnacle of GM's calculated deception because they're marketed specifically to customers who need maximum reliability for the most demanding and dangerous jobs in America. Farmers hauling livestock trailers across state lines, construction crews towing excavators and bulldozers to remote job sites, and families pulling large recreational vehicles up steep mountain grades trusted these trucks with their most critical transportation needs. The same fatal engine defects that plague the half-ton models are present in these heavy-duty trucks, but the consequences become exponentially more catastrophic when you add the physics of heavy towing and extreme operating conditions. When a Silverado HD's engine seizes while pulling a 40-foot travel trailer loaded with a family's belongings up a 6% mountain grade, the results can be absolutely deadly. The truck instantly loses all power steering assistance and power brake assistance, while momentum carries thousands of pounds of trailer weight forward down a steep incline. Emergency responders across mountain states report multiple accidents involving heavy-duty GM trucks that suffered sudden engine failure while towing heavy loads on steep grades. The scenarios are terrifyingly predictable. Engine locks up, power steering disappears, brakes become nearly impossible to operate under the weight of a heavy trailer, and families find themselves in runaway truck situations on dangerous mountain highways with no way to safely stop their rigs. The irony is absolutely devastating when you consider GM's marketing strategy. They charge substantial premium prices for these heavy-duty models specifically because customers need uncompromising reliability in the most demanding situations. The entire value proposition is built on the promise that these trucks can handle anything you throw at them. Instead, GM delivered trucks with manufacturing defects that make them significantly more dangerous than basic passenger cars in critical situations.
The fourth truck systematically destroying GM's reputation is the GMC Sierra HD 2500 and 3500 from 2021 to 2024. Like their Chevrolet counterparts, these trucks were supposed to represent the ultimate expression of American heavy-duty capability and engineering excellence. Instead, they're rolling time bombs that could strand customers in remote locations with no cell phone service while towing critical loads worth tens of thousands of dollars. The Sierra HD commands even higher prices than the Silverado HD, specifically marketed to professionals and serious users who demand the absolute best equipment money can buy. Ranchers moving valuable cattle herds between seasonal pastures depend on these trucks in situations where mechanical failure could result in animal deaths and catastrophic financial losses. Oilfield workers hauling specialized drilling equipment worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to remote well sites need trucks they can trust in life and death situations. Emergency responders and utility companies rely on these heavy-duty trucks to reach disaster areas and restore critical services when communities are counting on them most. When these engines fail catastrophically in remote locations, the consequences extend far beyond simple inconvenience or frustration. Livestock can die from heat exposure when trapped in stranded trailers for hours in extreme weather. Critical equipment deliveries get delayed, shutting down entire job sites and costing companies millions in lost productivity. Emergency services become unavailable when their trucks break down during natural disasters or other crisis situations, when people need help most desperately. GM's corporate executives ran the numbers and calculated that potential lawsuit settlements would cost less than implementing proper engineering solutions and quality control measures. They made a conscious business decision to gamble with the lives and livelihoods of people who trusted their brand in the most demanding and dangerous situations imaginable. The fifth and final truck on our list takes a different approach to destroying customer trust. The Chevrolet Colorado from 2021 to 2024 wasn't included in the massive engine recall, but it has its own devastating problems that mechanics are warning customers to avoid. Colorado owners report catastrophic transmission failures with as little as 8,000 miles on their odometers. The 8-speed automatic transmission experiences violent rough shifting, hesitation during acceleration, and disturbing shuddering that rattles the entire truck. When owners bring failing Colorados to dealerships seeking warranty repairs, Chevrolet service departments claim the slipping and rough operation is normal behavior that won't affect performance. That's corporate gaslighting at its worst. Customers feel their transmissions destroying themselves, but GM refuses repairs. The Colorado was supposed to be GM's answer to reliable mid-sized trucks like the Toyota Tacoma, but instead became another example of rushing defective products to market without proper testing. Internal documents revealed during previous class action lawsuits expose GM's calculated corporate strategy of consistently choosing short-term profits over customer safety and satisfaction. In the Seikos class action lawsuit over excessive oil consumption problems, attorneys revealed internal company memos showing that GM engineers had warned management about defective piston ring designs years before the problems became public knowledge and started affecting customers. Instead of implementing proper redesigns of the flawed components, GM executives approved cheaper Band-Aid cleaning processes, essentially gambling that engines would survive just long enough to outlast their basic warranty periods. When the case went to trial in October 2022, the jury sided decisively with vehicle owners and awarded damages potentially exceeding $100 million, establishing a clear legal pattern of corporate negligence and deception that continues today. The timing of these current defects makes GM's betrayal even more unconscionable and inexcusable. While they were mass-producing these dangerous trucks with known defects, their engineering teams were simultaneously developing bulletproof engines for Chevrolet Corvette sports cars. The LT2 engine in a Corvette can withstand extreme track abuse at 6,000 revolutions per minute without experiencing any reliability problems, while supposedly rugged truck engines seize during normal highway cruising at 2,000 revolutions per minute. The advanced engineering technology, metallurgy expertise, and precision manufacturing capabilities existed within the same company to build completely reliable V8 engines. GM management simply made the calculated business decision not to spend the necessary money on truck customers who they viewed as less profitable than sports car buyers. If you currently own one of these dangerous trucks, you need to take immediate protective action. Get your truck inspected by qualified independent mechanics right away. Document absolutely everything: unusual noises, performance problems, oil consumption patterns, anything abnormal. Keep every single repair receipt and maintenance record in a safe place. Join owner advocacy groups to share information and pool resources with other victims facing similar problems.
5 GM pickup trucks. Millions of betrayed customers, and a century-old legacy completely destroyed by systematic corporate greed and calculated deception. These trucks could kill you and your family with sudden engine failure, or strand you with catastrophic transmission problems during critical situations. General Motors knew about these defects and consciously chose profits over your safety. Don't let their slick marketing campaigns fool you. These trucks are inherently dangerous, fundamentally unreliable, and will cost you thousands of dollars in unexpected repairs. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with anyone considering a GM truck purchase, and remember, when experienced mechanics tell you to avoid something at all costs, you should listen carefully. The next mechanical breakdown could literally be your last.